Action. I'm live, y'all. If you catch this on replay, skip ahead. Don't just ignore me doing my thing. Just happy to make sure I went live today because how many days in a row has it been? I think it's been 100, maybe 108 days, maybe. Um, yeah, I don't see a reason to stop. It's actually hard. It's hard because when you do something so long, it's like that habit, and you know, I don't say it's hard to break the habit, but I'm also doing something that is it's a really hard feat. I had to be reminded today. Really appreciative of Mick the Pick who reminded me. I think he used a Rocky reference, and ironically, I was already listening to Rocky today because I needed that extra, that I needed that extra. But whomever joins, we'll see. We'll make a show of it. Other than that, I won't run my mouth the whole night. Hey, what's up? How are you? How are you doing? I'm just hanging out. My background looks fake. It's not fake. Andre, what's up? How are you? Does my background look fake? Cause it's not fake. I don't understand with the camera. Like I'm in a better lighting. Where you from? I'm from New York, man. Where you from? Break out. I had to break out today, man. Billy Woods, what's up, man? How are you? What's up? Just hopefully spreading some more good energy as usual. Is that wallpaper? It's actually not. It's crazy. Um, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's not wallpaper. It's actually a brick wall that was whitewashed, but because I have I guess they call this a key light. It's not intentional. I have like these lights above my head, but because I'm having separation and I have like that circle light in front of me, it's creating this, for at least from what I could see, it's creating this separation. So I look more three-dimensional than usual, like fake. I don't look flat. But nice for you guys to join. Australia, yeah, Australia. I've been getting some Australia in here. That's a good place to be. I have to visit Jeff Lawton's Zaytuna Farms on the way. Well, you guys, if you never met me, I'm Darnell Just Talking. I come on here. This is my 108th straight night, night going live. And yeah, I mean, I come on here spread some positive energy. A lot of times I have specific topics to talk about. I don't really do politics. I don't do anything polarizing, but we get into it. We get into it. I just had to go live just to keep the streak going, and I'm working through after doing the 100 days. You got to go. Well, nice to talk to you, Breakout. Hopefully, I meet you again. We uh, we did we being myself and the stream team did 100 days straight of streaming, and since then I'm on like a break, and this is a part of my break, and I'm trying to explore what's next. What do I want to do? What do I want to bring to the table? What I want to do with my channel, and And it hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of thoughts, but I think today I did post a video. It's so funny. I posted a video about me fixing a lawnmower. That video was from September of last year. My wife thought that I fixed the lawnmower and came home happy. But I actually fixed the lawnmower today thereafter. So, April, what's up? April, it's May already. I had a friend growing up named April. She was super cool. I wonder how she's doing. Well, Terry Brown, is that my auntie? Is that my auntie? If that's my auntie, put the name that you call me in the chat and I'll give a special shout out. Yeah, so I'm just here. I'm just here this evening. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Carol. Look, Carolyn, does my background look fake? Because I feel like it looks really fake and it's not fake. So- oh, you're not? That's my aunt's name. You're on your grandma's account. Oh, well, are you? I don't know. Are you related to me? Oh, that's funny. Look, it's a brick. It's a brick wall. It's a part of a fight. I have like a hearth that I'm on, and this is supposed to have a wood stove plugged into it. So, but I think it's just well lit. It's a lot, better lighting than I usually have. So that's why it's doing that. Well, good night to all. Like I said, I'm just jumping in here. Yes, 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 I do. Why? Is that your means of being online tonight? Are you trying to bond with people on God? So I've been on this little break from being intentional about what. Well, I mean, Terry Brown. All I could tell you is that's not a topic that I generally discuss. I think there's elements of my channel which pays homage to obviously a higher being, but we don't really call out. I think it's a challenge sometimes because everyone comes from different walks of life, and I actually like to be in a place with a channel where it is kind of gray, right? Where we're not making anyone feel any kind of way. And sometimes those are one of those topics that is hard, depending on where everyone's at in their journey. It's hard for people to have that conversation all the time. But oh, okay, April, flood the chat, April. It's all good. Make sure everybody hit the like button if you come in. Um, just you know, if you smile, if you don't smile, that's on you. I like I said, I've been working my butt off. I was feeling pretty down, and like I said, I just fixed. I knock on brick, knock on brick. I'll tell you the story. I just so I kind of figured that I could go and clean my carburetor, but I have no problem assuring that if I buy a new one, it's not an expensive part. It's not hard to install. If I get a new one, I at least know that it came new. So I purchased a new one. When I purchased a new one, I installed it. I was on the phone with a friend I haven't spoken to in a while, and I turn it on, and the lawnmower turns over, as in it starts. Big smile. I'm on the phone. I'm like, this is crazy. I've seen this thing sitting down. I've been watching all of the grass grow because of it sitting down. right? And it's frustrating because I don't have a full time day to just focus on the lawnmower, and it's just stuff. Stuff is everywhere, and I'm trying to get to the point where I can get my shed rebuilt, my garden shed. There's just a lot of projects, and I really want to get back to this pool. So I turn it on, it starts. I turn it off. Then I say, okay, well, since we're in a good state, let me turn it back on again. I turn it back on, and something else breaks. Everything in me said that didn't just happen, because not only did I get the part today and it was supposed to come yesterday, so now I'm another day behind. So another part breaks. Now this is it's called a solenoid, and that when you turn your lawnmower, it has a gear. The gear goes up, and then this is the gear that actually turns the engine gear. And once the engine gear takes over, and combustion's involved, then that suppresses. So the shaft part was broken, so it was just infinitely spinning. So I took a deep breath, and I said, I've purchased one before. Maybe I could Frankenstein it, right? So now I'm man on a mission. It was like, probably was about 7 o'clock. I'm man on a mission. I'm a Frankenstein this. We could have the final fix another day. I believe instead of buying a whole nother an additional solenoid, you can purchase like the parts, like the shaft. But you gotta know enough about this stuff to know what you're buying, right? But I can't do that today. And every time I order from Amazon, the benefit of having Prime and there's 2 day shipping, it always feels like when I really need it, they tell me 2 days, I'm getting excited. I remember when my daughter was young, she had got herself, I forgot the gift that was on the way, but she got herself so happy about this delivery. She would just ask, well, did it come early? And I find myself like, please, carburetor, please come, come early, right? And it doesn't come early. So then the day of, I check the status. It's in Kentucky. I don't live anywhere near Kentucky. And Amazon is Amazon because of their technology. CJ says, "Get a home." Where am I at, CJ? First a baseball field, now a place where the cops ask you questions. This is an interrogation room, is what you want to say? Um, CJ, I gotta do a whole series about you coming in and me being in different places. That would be pretty funny. So yeah, so this Amazon, what's up to you, man? Like the stream, please. Uh, Love the way you make me laugh. So I checked yesterday, and it's in Kentucky, and this is the second day of the guaranteed Prime 2 day shipping, right? And sometime around midday, they say that it's going to, you know, come the next day. So nowadays, the way things are, you can't just expect that it's going to come in the morning, because our mail services are not as consistent as they were. It's not like, oh yeah, my mailman comes around 1 o'clock. Like that just doesn't seem to be the logistics of the day, right? So I'm not, now that I felt like, hey, I don't know what time it's gonna come. I figured I was gonna be working on it tomorrow. So I finished work. Turns out we had tumbling class with my daughter, and I had and then there was a baseball game with my son. So I had to go drop my daughter off. Don't even know why I came back home. I came back home, looked at the lawnmower for like 10 minutes, then had to get back in the car to go pick her up. So I pick her up, come back home. She wanted Burger King. My wife had already said that my son wanted pizza. So I was like, okay, go take care of the food. I get home and now I go straight to the lawnmower. I said, okay, took the carburetor off, put the new one on, cranked it up. Um, Darnell has a home. So the thing started, and then, like I said, something else broke. But I was able to take a part from an old one, parts from the new one, Frankenstein them together, and got that lawnmower to turn over. And when I don't really mow in the wet, it was kind of wet outside. I don't mow in the rain, like in the dark. It was a little dark outside. I turned on the headlights, and I was just out there. Like I was on the gangster lean. Just like we mowing the night. I didn't care about no noise. I mean, you see me here before, TJ. This is I have like a loft space, and this is it's I'm on a hearth, so it's all brick. But yeah, no, I was Carolyn. I was like, and I just I have a half acre in the back. I just did the half acre, and I'm like fingers crossed into the morning, and then I can't ignore that I gotta. Oh man, I cannot ignore that I have to make sure I have a backup to the backup. So now the game I'm playing is I'm gonna need a backup for every part that I know is a part that breaks or that I have to change. But ironically, my lawnmower has not sounded that good in a long time. So I think it was the carburetor, because I'm notorious for leaving my lawnmower out. So that's what the real problem is. The real problem is you think she's laughing at me. Okay, I don't care. I love being laughed at. Actually, one of my top tier birthday gift, like or experience, is a roast. Well before this Kevin Hart roast stuff, I've been asking for a roast for about maybe 15 years. So one day it's gonna happen. And real people, real people that know me or that have like you guys could roast me. But yeah, so that was a really good feeling. So I'm on kind of like a high right now. What are you talking about? CJ, how's the subscribers going? What's the number at, man? Mowing in the dark. Yeah, that's hilarious. CJ, he ain't mowing no lawn. But and it probably looks terrible, but I know that it was cutting really good because I have the bagger, and usually when it's wet, the blades don't do a good job of lifting because you got to put the blades that lift. My daughter drives a lawnmower. She just doesn't cut, and she's the same age. Um, so it doesn't do a good job of lifting. But tonight it was lifting, and I was figuring out where to put the grass clippings. I threw some in the chicken coop and some other areas. So we're gonna be playing catch up for a little while, but it's all contingent on um, me getting the lawnmower in a good stance, and then I could get back in that pool. We just made a decision, a big decision, and one that actually I'm afraid of. So um, one of the things that how do I put this? When you create, if you guys know the term like scope creep, you are not 4'5", bro. If you know the term scope creep, it's like when something that is unplanned and you keep adding stuff to it. Sort of like when a lot of people go, it is real brick, sir. Sort of like when people go shopping and they have a list, and then next thing you know, they spend a whole bunch of time, like Walmart. Like, I used to laugh at my wife at Walmart. You can't get out of Walmart without spending, at the time, it was like, without spending $200, we couldn't get out there. We got a super center, and you go aisle to aisle to aisle, right? And of course, if I'm willing to pay, we definitely not getting out of there with $200. So then I started to explain to her that there's actually a time ratio of how much you're going to spend versus how much time you're in Walmart. What's this toilet paper? Zombie about. I'm actually, CJ. It's funny you say that because I'm preparing. I'm trying to prepare for when I want to go back to the open studio stream and actually have more of a desk setup. And this is the area that I was thinking about. So when I figured I'd come on here tonight, I was like, this is a great test for it. But I didn't realize how interesting the lighting would be. I mean, yeah, I guess it's at its brightest. But what it is, CJ, if you know anything about lighting, whenever you have a light that lights the background, your face, your body, your presence is going to appear more three dimensional. So I have these lights that are actually not for the reason of the stream, but they're pointing to the background. This is what I'm on. It looks like a little stage kind of area, and the lights are pointing back there. So since I have a light on me, these two things create enough separation that it's having the effect that it is, and it does look fake. So, but it's not. But yeah, so scope creep. Um, we all go through it, but I we um in a lot of these projects that we have to do to get this house closer to a home, um, there's a lot of uh, what noise? Oh, you hear my my wife left on the music. She was listening to Shabba Ranks, and then I hear it, so I don't know. So scope creep. We just made a decision to dig even further down on the pool, and I'm a little. I don't know what noise you're talking about from my phone. There's music that's playing in another room. No, I didn't hear what you hear, sir. It's just normal. It's just normal in my house. I heard like bells ringing because my wife is playing, or somebody was playing music. No, I didn't hear that, CJ. So you hear it? So we decided, and this is a we, but the we gets scary because what scares me about when I will do that, CJ. Um, when we decide something, it's easy for somebody to say that they're going to um, understand and they make like a huge decision, right? But it's another thing when you have a track record of everyone not seeing that thing all the way through. Oh no, that I think that there was a ding. That probably was the music. That probably was the music. I didn't get anything on my phone. People are leaving me. Usually my phone's on D&D at this time. Um, but yeah, I'm just saying we made a decision, and it's kind of a scope creep because we don't have to go down to 8 feet. Um, You gotta spell Carolyn's name right, man. I don't know why y'all always messing with Carolyn's name. So, so we've struggled to get to the point that we are. I've mentioned it before, but we purchased the property. It had a hole in the ground. I mean, when I say that, it was a vinyl pool, but the vinyl was messed up, so there was no water in it. So it just looks like a big hole, right? Um, so obviously, at that point, we had a lot of ambition to get that done, but also to get everything else done. When I say everything else, I mean everything else. And food stamp. And we added to that. We would I remember one time we had like this breakfast bar and my wife was like, yeah, we should take that wall down. So here me like, big strong guy. So I start taking the drywall down. Next thing you know, I'm convinced that this is not a load bearing wall. So we start moving on it, right? I've done flooring in my house. I've done hardwood floors. I think I did about 1,600 square feet. Bunch of drywall, insulation projects. We've done it all. Um, we've proven a lot, but we've struggled to close on a lot of projects. And honestly, one of the hardest things was COVID. Because COVID, from a financial standpoint, from a stress and time standpoint, COVID really did a number on us having like really small children. It just made us like less flexible. We already don't have a lot of support. Is like physical support, people to watch the children. Double that now, right? You all right, CJ? I gotta call your school teacher. So we have done a lot of scope creep. We've seen things that we want to do, and we've not always been great at prioritizing what needs to happen or the basic part of it. Like we were dreamers, right? I'm a dreamer. And somewhere along the line I stopped being a dreamer. But I dreamt something. So I now have to deal with a lot of the dreams that I had. There were actions and I find myself having to redo, refactor. So even where I want to be in my simple, terms, I can't really get there until deal with. Um, I can't get there until I really deal with the stuff that I created, right? So the pool. That's why I'm talking about the pool. So we didn't initially start working on the pool. Katie, what's up? So we didn't initially start working on the pool. We uh, I wasn't convinced, or I didn't have a real plan around how we were going to get the pool accomplished. We focused on all these other things, and I think we assumed that time was going to pass. We were going to finish all the things, and then we could just focus our energy on the pool. But time passed. COVID rocked us. We've had, job changes. There was a part where I wasn't working. Oh, Mick the Pick said the Knicks win. He just texted me. Cool. So we basically got rocked, and there's no pool. So you take the biggest project that you have, Whether you're going to manage it, whether someone else is going to do it, it's the most costly project that we would have because a lot of the costly items they got solved when we first got the house because that was a part of us getting the house because it was a foreclosure. Oh, it was that noise? Oh, that was just a notification. So I'm on my phone, CJ. I'm not. Am I supposed to do that? Hold on, let me. I didn't know. I didn't even know I should do that. You guys are helping me out. Oh, hold on. Okay, I think I did it. I think I turned off my notifications. Or I made them silent at least. Let me see how much battery I got left. Okay, it's not showing me a number. Um, so guys, if you come in here, if it's new people, whoever, like the stream. That's gonna be my new thing. I was watching one of my favorite streamer, and it really clicked. Like, um, we always put liking the stream is free, but I think that really does help to grow your channel. So yeah, turn off notifications. Um, so the pool. So when we go outside, my pool's obviously in the backyard. When we go outside, you always you it's there, and I just try to ignore it. I look past it. I look around it. Um, it's not as big of an eyesore because I ignore it, right? And the problem is that I just don't have a path. I don't necessarily know the path to yeah, pools are supposed to be in. I mean, everybody doesn't have it in their backyard. I've seen some funny properties, but yeah, it's been an eyesore, right? So when I bring it up to my daughter, she says, "Oh, you mean the pool we were supposed to have like 7 years ago?" So we're at the point where the snottiness, the back at you is racing with the now this thing is gonna start to burn because on one hand she's right, on the other hand I have evidence as to why there is no pool. So yours is in the front. So either way, last week I found myself talking to my sister and I was very upset. I was upset. I was venting because I don't have that much time to work on certain things. And when it's my time, I was pushing myself through. I was just like, no, you got to do the next thing, prioritize it, and just do something. So I find myself in the pool and I'm working, and randomly, which has never been the case, everyone in the house came out like one by one, and they were helping. So I was just super appreciative of the help, and it starts to help the conversation as to what are you talking about this while while we were in there. Now it's like, okay, the hands are involved that we need. No better hands. The best hands to do this are the people that are involved, so that they could all tell the story of how we came together as a group, as a family. You have in-ground kiddie pool, Princess Piggies. That's cute. Yeah, it is awesome. And because the help came, Katie, it made me open up the conversation in a problem solving way with my wife, because it's hard to listen to people when they don't, or share with people, doesn't matter who they are, um, if they're not willing to follow through with the effort and the action, there's a block there, right? Like, you could only trust somebody for so much. And the reality is, I don't have a project where my hands aren't invested in, like really invested in. So I just, we started talking about it, and I said, okay, well, these are the steps. These are the steps we need to take. And she was pretty receptive, and I was like, okay, well, let's start printing out. They have like different templates that show you. So I have a Grecian pool, and you want to go by the template so that we could reform the pool. Now, one of the problems that we created that I didn't know in the beginning is we kind of closed off our fence, so we can't get really big equipment back there. So a lot of the shaping that I'm gonna be doing is something that a tool, some sort of a backhoe, a skid steer. Like, there's different ways to accomplish this, but it's a little, every situation is not a perfect one. Mine's is definitely not a perfect one, and I don't think I contributed positively to that, right? So we are where we are, and we had a conversation a couple years ago about the height of the pool, the height of the water. And at that time, we had smaller children, so we were more so like, okay, well, the deep end will be 6 feet. I was not satisfied with that, but when I look at the amount of work that's in front of me, I'm like, 6 feet it is, because we pretty much dug out a good portion of it, and it's just a lot of earth. It's just a lot of earth to dig out, and it's backbreaking work. And when no one shows up, it's like you're just never gonna finish this. So I asked the kids, I was like, what height do you want the pool? Like, what do you want the deep end to be? And we got mixed reviews. And it seems like, based on the printouts, my wife is leaning towards an 8 foot, which means that, and when she was saying it, I'm looking at her like, 6 feet, 8 feet, all of the earth that, when I say earth, I mean, I don't even know if I consider this soil because it just looks dead. But all of that earth has to go somewhere. It's always been a problem, right? And then we have to shape it the right way, and then pour in the bed, the what you're walking on. Anything that's like the soft part that you're walking on is either gonna be like a sand, or what they call poolcrete, some sort of a soft concrete, like vermiculite mix. Um, like, I'm setting myself up without knowing. I have a lot of common sense, but who is doing the digging? Yeah, it's if I had well, so that's the thing. My wife is committing to help, and it's not hard work. It's hard work when it's one person. We don't have to do it in one shot. We're early in the season. If the weather could play with us, like, this weekend is not supposed to be hot. This weekend, as long as it doesn't like pour down rain, this weekend may be a perfect time to do a good amount of digging, take a little break, probably get to midweek. Um, Even my kids are now the age where I can kind of trust them when I talk to them, because when they were asking me, they can I come in and what can I help you with? There was like some weeds in there, and I was telling them to take the weeds out. And some of the time it was like, okay, that wasn't helpful, but for the most part, they were really helpful and they were listening to my directions. And it might really be good timing because I remember when they were younger, it's like you start doing something, and next thing you know, this kid needs that, this kid needs that, someone's crying. Like, I'm really just out of that phase. And it might be a really, hey, Terry Brown, it might be a really good time if I'm willing to let go and allow for them to help me, knowing that maybe the work doesn't happen as fast as I do it. Maybe there's some pivoting, some repair that I might have to make within it. But I'm amazed that I'm kind of willing to go from 6 feet to 8 feet, because if we do 6 feet, we're just about done. Because it already is roughly 6 feet. It just needs to be shaped. It's 6 feet just about today, right? But do you build something for today or do you build it for tomorrow? And me being 6'3", my wife is like, you know, I don't think the kids is just gonna be short. So at some point, you don't want to build like a little splash pool. She said you may not have fun in it, and I'm willing to sacrifice. Maybe it's not the pool, just like this is not the house. This was not. I don't like to say it like that because I'm in a dream, but this is not the dream, right? Like, there's been so much work that has been involved in this. If I knew that I was going to be here X amount of years later with some of the most, like, this basic work, but it's so much of it, that, like, when Saturday comes, my only request on a Saturday, if I were to change and be done, is do nothing. I would love to wake up on Saturday and do absolutely nothing. That has it's almost going on a decade that a Saturday is not eligible for me to do nothing, especially now that I have a job, and I've had for a few years now. Your dream is to sing? Well, sing on. It's funny you say that. My Aunt Terry can sing. I'm gonna be trying to work through my guitar and start from scratch. And I don't, when I say dream, I just mean a lot of people. I don't know if my dream was to have a house. Um, I don't. When I talk to my sister, I couldn't fathom having a house. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hello.
You coming on the stream?
Yeah.
I have a visitor who doesn't have school tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I couldn't fathom. Now, I didn't even understand what it was to live in a house. So to say that that was a dream of mine, I don't think it was. Okay. 1 and 2 and 2 and 2. All right, say hi, guys.
Hi.
What are you guys doing?
Trying to avoid going to bed.
Trying to avoid going to bed. All right, so what is your technique to avoid going to bed? How do you...
Going to the person who's softer.
Going to the softer
hiding.
person.
Hiding.
How do you hide?
Like, we could go for him. Nobody was.
Oh, so you guys are hanging out up here because...
You're up here.
Because you think that someone is not going to see you.
Or you could just jump out of the window.
Out of sight, out of mind. Katie says hi to both of you.
Alan.
Yeah, guys, don't leave the remote on the floor, please. I didn't like that when I saw it, but I'm glad you saw it too. Yeah, they have a give back day. The way that the school days work for them is we have snow days since we have snow, and if they don't use them all, then they give them back. So they're actually out of school tomorrow. Um, yeah, I'm glad they're smart. I was always one step ahead, and I appreciate them thinking that they're one step ahead, but they're not one step ahead of me. It takes consistency. Um, I'm like I have like spidey senses, and yeah, they're not there yet. Um, I don't know if they'll ever be there. It's a different upbringing. Um, what I was speaking on was me and my sister. We both own homes, and growing up, that was not a part of the conversation because who you're connected to is likely what you understand. And the only person that I was connected to that I remember that owned a home, I thought that that home was a paradise. I had no idea. I was like, oh my God. And it was everything. I didn't see the work involved. And it was like, oh my God, it's paradise. She lived on in a cul-de-sac. And I'll never forget when I met my wife, because she used to throw these big like family get-togethers, and she still kind of does. And we go to I mean, my wife doesn't know what to expect. This is like before children, and we go there, and everything about that experience that I was excited about, I was slightly embarrassed because I was able to see it from my older lens, my more mature lens, and I was like, that's not as big as I thought it was. So, but yeah, so I mean, we're here now. A lot of my decisions were, when it comes to getting a house, was based on, I wouldn't say running from New York City, but it was identifying the lack of, like, the feeling of not having as quality of a life as I could. So I didn't see a point in. Um, I matured a lot over the years. My life was together. I graduated college. I was trying to, get a job in the field that I wanted to, and when that didn't work, I still found something, and I grew, and then I pretty much forced my way into the career that I'm in now. So for me, if you get what you're able to grab something out in the world, why would that matter if you have zero control or zero input as to the situation that you want to be living in? I mean, as simple as like going to stores down the street. When you were going there, it felt like you were being mistreated, and I just didn't understand it. I didn't understand. This is gonna sound a little snobby, but like waiting in line when it didn't make sense. Like, why have a store? It's great that you want to be open 24 hours, but if I come there at 2 o'clock in the morning and I need something, why would I be waiting online for 30 minutes? And I continued to experience these things where it felt like the businesses and the whole system was weighing down my quality of life. And it didn't matter that my wife had a good job, that I had a decent job. None of that mattered. What mattered is that the area, the environment created something that was kind of weighing you down. So my thinking outward, my leaving the city was about after I had my daughter, trying to find and increase the quality of my life, my livelihood, and potentially the livelihood for my children. And it didn't fit like one mold. It wasn't like we have to have a house. We did think that land made sense, but it was really living through HGTV. It wasn't. I definitely didn't have it in me. Like it didn't have to be, didn't have to fit a certain mold. Um, I could have done this a bunch of different ways, but the one thing that locked us into, um, Katie says, what is it? It's not, yeah, it's not how you want to raise your kids. So the only thing I'll say to that, Katie, is there's living in the city and then there's living in the city. And the city that I was living in, um, I was St. Paul. The city that I was living in, like the Bronx, that was not like living in Manhattan. That's not like living in downtown Brooklyn. This is a lot more going on, a lot more poverty, um, and it's kind of sad. Sure. Oh, Philly. That's one of my favorite cities. That's one of my favorite cities. City of brotherly love. What's sad about it, Terry? I mean, cities can do a better job to. Oh, your guinea pig died. Hey, I hope you okay, but no one and no thing has figured out how to get out of life alive. So it's the cycle. How long was your guinea pig? How long did you have the guinea pig? But yeah, the a lot of the things that I was asking for um, to improve. Wow, 7 years is a long time. I didn't know they lived that long. A lot of the things that I wanted to improve around me were things that yes I didn't have control over, but I think it was not a hard ask. It's just when communities go the wrong way. The city is notorious for having turnover. Like Katie, like turnover at a job. The city they create a scenario where a certain group of people they either get pushed out or they leave. Usually they get pushed out, and then a new group of people come in. And whoever's left over to see that new group, there's like not a lot of meshing. Um, there's not a lot of meshing. So when you're not being catered to, and that's not your community, it's kind of hard to grow in that place. Where I was living at when I met my wife, I was not that far from where I grew up at. So I knew a lot of people. It could have felt like community and it could have felt like home, but it stopped feeling like home because home it shouldn't be a place where um, you feel such a low quality of life, right? And that's like beyond poverty because if you come from like humble means, there's things about home that are just homely, like grandma's cooking, you know. Terry Brown, my aunt Terry, man, she cooks some food, man, and that feels like home, you know. So those feelings started to happen less, and that's what got me thinking about moving on, and we had a really good opportunity with this property, and we're still trying to close on that opportunity. Yeah, my area as well, Katie. My area is on the news all the time. I was just looking up. In fact, I was telling my wife 2 days ago. No, this was yesterday. Someone got stabbed, uh, and I told a story. I want to say you were there. I'll just repeat it, the basic version of it. But yesterday, I get I'm not really on Twitter, but I still get like notifications. I get a notification to the Bronx News 12 channel, and I click the video, and it has map points. And the map points were exactly where I told this story about me. I didn't do anything, but I was almost in some. I was 14 years old, and it was my first job. You get your working papers. I had my first job. I was 14, and I remember getting off the train, walked down the hill, saw all my friends who were also either 14 or 15. They were hanging out for the summer. I wasn't. So I was dressed apart because I worked in a temp agency. So, I'm probably, not suit and tie, but tie, some khakis, and a nice shirt. Um, I see them hanging out for a little, we just talking like friends do. And I look out, we think we see firecrackers. Turns out those were gunshots. And then the guy, like, we kind of scatter, go try to go behind a car. All of us couldn't fit. So then I had to run a little further up the block. And the person stairs that I tried to run up, they didn't let me run up. So when I turned back around, the guy's running past me with the gun. Like I'm like cutting the corner. So he's going this way, I'm going this way. And he swipes past me. With gun in hand, like, and like I was just like, it was one of those wild moments. But the same exact spot where all of that went down, I got reminded of yesterday when I saw the News 12 post. There was a altercation, and a guy at the exact same map points, and I was just like, man. See, I look at my life as in, it's great to have made quality decisions, but the whole truth is that you you aren't in control, and there's so much luck that's involved. Like I every time I get into a car, I'm super cautious. I'm not, I could drive, but I'm not an aggressive driver intentionally. I'm a smart driver. Driving is a dangerous thing. How do you have a contract with all these people on the road that everyone's going to do just because the law is there, and we have cameras that everyone's going to do what they supposed to be doing, and everyone's going to get home safe? That's scary. The contracts that we have with the food that we eat. I mean, we show up one time. I was on the phone with my wife. I was on I was on 58th Street, and there was a cart. Yeah, you're nervous to be driving. Get to the point where you're not nervous, and just you have to be a good driver to be safe. So just remember that. Um, there was this fruit cart. I was on 58th Street. I'm on the phone with my wife. And I'm like, man, this guy, he got everything. He got some pineapples, he got some coconuts, and he's, making his juices. He's making juices fresh. So I'm standing in line. It was a nice sized line. I'm in Manhattan. I'm on like lunch break. And I see him come out of the cart and he throws the coconut on the ground. New York City, millions of people walking through. And he throws the coconut on the ground to open it. And at the time, I wouldn't have known how to open a coconut. I have fun opening them now, but I don't think I would have threw it on the ground. And like it like cracked, it like cracked all up. He takes the thing back up, and I told my wife on the phone, but I didn't get off the line, and I drank the juice. That thing tore me up, man. That thing, I almost didn't make it home that day. And my wife had to save me. I remember on the train, because one of the trains I was on, it doesn't stay underground, it goes above ground. And so you can start making phone calls once it goes above ground. And man, I was like, could you please like pick me up? I was just everything. I just wasn't there. And I know it was from that experience. Whatever came off that floor went in my system, and it was not supposed to be in my system. It's like we're just too trusting, we're too trusting. So you gotta protect yourself, you gotta protect your peace. But from what I was talking about before, uh, quality of life has been this bet that I've made, and I keep cashing in on it. And whenever I feel like I'm losing it, now granted, it has come at a sacrifice. Well, when you don't have an endless wallet, you're not gonna be. Your world is crazy. I got stories for days. When you're what was I saying? Your world is crazy. I never really seen it as crazy. I don't know. I just see it as life. I'm Katie. I'm super aware. Like I'm aware. I'm aware. I've seen some freakish things. Like even Mick the Pick hit me up earlier. I'm surprised he is enjoying the stream. He hit me up earlier, and I was texting to him because I've been struggling with just understanding, what to do, what Open Studio was. I was talking about it a little bit yesterday, and I don't know if it wasn't you on here. I don't know if I want to talk about it, because I don't think it's being received as when you meet new people. It, you know, everyone wants to just have a pat on the back. They don't want to analyze things. But my thing is, if you don't analyze things, especially as fast as data moves, if you're not willing to analyze things, you're going to be missing a lot. So I was talking to Mick the Pick, and he was just like, you're on a break. He goes, you're just like a boxer. You're just on a break. Like he said something like, you just got to the first leg. He's like, you're like Rocky. And the weirdest part about that was I was listening to Rocky. It's like a collective album. I think it's called The Rocky Story, and most of the songs of Bill Conti, the guy who produced most of the Rocky music. And I was actually listening to that today. And it's the first day I've listened to that all year. Usually Rocky is a big thing for me, but I've been trying to like summon that energy and the feeling of, you know what? And he made me realize like, I'm on the right path because I'm searching for the wisdom, to figure it all out and to sort everything. That doesn't come natural to me. But I feel like I'm on the right path, and then it's just so weird when I have that kind of alignment. He says something and I'm doing it already for the first time. He said Rocky, you know, and that's one of my going back. If you're still here, Terry Brown, Rocky, Philadelphia, man, Philadelphia, very familiar. But yeah, I enjoy coming on here, Katie. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know. You say you don't work at night anymore, and you getting a convertible? Is that what I heard? Did you? Hopefully, you found a full video. Um, I was just testing out that text to put in to say, watch the full video because I feel like if I make a full video, I make a short that kind of breaks that down. But where do you put that call to action to get people to watch the full video? So hopefully, that could go up. Okay, Sebring. All right. That's like the Michael. That's like the Michael Scott. Michael Scott had the green Sebring. Um, but yeah, I kind of wanted to do the open studio tonight, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it yet. I haven't dug in. I When I did edit that video today, it did give me some confidence because I'm realizing that I just don't need. I gotta stop using confidence as a measure to move forward. But I'm not writing enough down. It's like it's so much out there that I'm not putting it down. And because I don't have the open studio to go on every night, I'm not like I'm not having an open conversation. So I'm storing a lot of the stuff internally, right? And then it's just me talking to me. Yeah, I think it's gonna be either Monday and Thursday or just one of those days. Um, and we're gonna have like a nice long session. I'm gonna see. There's a couple things that I want to do to make it more intentional, but that's where the thoughts are now. As long as I keep doing this check-in and going live, I at least feel like I'm not losing that. There are some things in my personal life, like I was saying, with stuff with the property and things have gotten me away from wanting to post content, or I just have to again be more intentional around this is a content moment. Let me make the moment. I don't feel it. When I was doing 100 days, I was in the content bubble. So everything that I did was like when I woke up, I was in the bubble of seeing if my stream made an impact on my journey. Now when I wake up, I'm not in a journey. That's what I was telling Mick to pick. I feel like I'm not in an arc. I'm not the journey. I'm not in. So it's like, what do you do? Do I have to find another journey, or do I just keep pushing it? But I'm super proud. I'm proud of what I've done. I mean, I think I'm at 462 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started. So if I go back to what I was writing on paper and I just stick to that, I think I'll be all right. But it is what I have less of without the open studio is the affirmation. I have less, like, I mean, like Shadow Black. Like I haven't spoken to Shadow Black in a week, and there's no excuse for it, right? It's like these are my friends that can reach out to me, so I tend to take what I'm doing. I don't take it as a joke. I don't, and I don't feel like other people take it as a joke. I just don't think that people take it as serious as me. That when I'm saying that I'm here to offer people help, that it's not, that's not necessarily going to be reciprocated. Um, and I have to keep understanding that and keep telling myself that. But it's a little bothersome because it feels like it's okay for me to just go away, and that's not okay. Because if you say you're gonna do something, do it. But obviously, everyone has all these things going on, and but if you say you're gonna do something, you gotta do it. but But yeah, I don't want to be on here too much longer. Katie, thanks for hanging out. Terry Brown, hopefully you subscribe. It was cool getting on here. I do like the area that I'm in. I'm in more of an open area. I'm not. I will probably be behind a desk when I get back to open studio. I just don't know what that all looks like, and that's kind of slowing me down. But we'll figure something out. And yeah, I'm happy to be here, and this was a good day. Hopefully, we'll charge through the weekend. But I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next one. Um, Thanks, Katie. Oh, and tell Tom, say what's up.